Welcome, everybody, to the Todd and Erin daily stream.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Remember that nice weather we had yesterday?
It's gone.
Yeah, no. Okay, temperatures drop by about 10-15% over the next day or two. You're going to see rain showers on and off.
April showers.
It's May.
May showers.
We're mid-May.
Suck. Doesn't rhyme, but there it is.
Oh, okay, that's good. You know the thing I do love about this, though? This is always where the wildlife people come in and they're just so happy because you're like, well, it's raining, so that means that we're not going to have a drought. And they go, yeah, that just means more of the green stuff on the mountains. And then it will dry during the blistering heat of July.
And then it'll
and turn into a fire hazard.
And then it's horrible.
And we'll all die.
It was happy.
And you're like, okay, that's great, because that isn't, okay, that's really depressing.
Yeah, it's so sad.
Thank you.
All right, this happened at 300 West and 600 South. Picture it. I can. Gentleman walked out of his house.
Okay.
And staring straight at him. 40 pair of goat eyes.
Were they doing yoga?
Remember goat eyes? They're just that up and down.
Because they got that creepy cross.
Oh,
yeah.
They do. And the people go, hey, look at the deer. They're not deer. They're goats. There's a company that has been hiring itself out. And if there's a large grass area around fences and stuff, basically they bring the goats out and they put a light electrical fence, they stake it out, and they have at it. And the 20 goats can do in 2 hours what takes like 18 guys to do a whole day.
That's awesome. And then you're getting rid of all the fumes and the lawnmower expenses and,
the
gas.
They take it down to the roots.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And they get fed.
Everybody's happy.
And
Who picks up the goat poop?
They don't. It goes back into the earth. I think it's great.
That is very clever.
We've seen this in a couple
What's
places.
What's the name of the company? I like them.
Goats Are Us.
Is it seriously?
No.
Okay.
I'm surprised looking for the name that you put me under the pressure, and Four-Leaf Ranch out of Camas.
Four-Leaf Ranch out of Camas. They will rent out goats to do your gigantic swaths of lawn.
How is that? That's almost.
Wonderful.
I think that's great. All right, so cool. Get some goats. All right, so I want to talk about this so badly.
Tell me.
From the East Coast. Do you get tired of me saying that? I hope you don't. I'm
not
not like, well, I'm from the East Coast.
It's not like you're saying Bay Area.
No. So roundabouts were called roundabouts. They're called...
I hate them so much. What do they call them out there? Are they still roundabouts?
Rotaries.
Rotaries, that's
Rotaries. It. So roundabouts out here. And you've seen some, Park City's got one. There's some down Jordan. There's a couple of stuff. But now they've put up temporary ones.
Why? Why would you do that unless you're sadistic? Why would you do that?
They want to test you and see if you're any good. So
see if we can do it, or like it's a new option.
So this morning.
I'm sorry, I'm scratching my palms and I don't know why, but they're making me insane. So I'm trying to be subtle and do it down here. I just don't want you to think I'm being weird. I am, but go on. They're driving me nuts. I don't know why.
What's going on?
I don't know. Anyway, go on.
I got something for you. Hang on.
Mike, our producer, says that means that someone's going to pay us money. His Hungarian mother told him that. I know that's impossible, so. Now I have no idea what my husband's doing. I apologize. Oh, thank you.
Put your hands
that's a
around
good idea.
it, cold.
Good idea. Thank
All
you.
right. Back to.
They're still itching.
Give it some time.
They're still itching.
Erin hurts her back, and I said, put some ice on. It's not helping. You just put it on. 40 minutes later, how's it feel? Pretty good.
Go on. Tell us about the rotaries.
You're distracting. So what they've done in Salt Lake City is they set up temporary... I was really looking forward to this story.
I'm waiting for it. Go on. I'm listening.
Story interruptus.
Now it's my fault.
So what they've done is they've set up temporary rotaries for you to drive through. 9th and 9th, picture it, 1 block east. It's a hill that comes down, and there's this really strange 4-way stop.
Yeah, you're never really sure. It's like, should I creep out further?
Well,
or
some person's like, the stop here is like back 30 feet, and this one's over here is like 10 feet back.
Yeah, so if I'm going out, am I running my stop sign? Or go on.
So they've taken the stop signs and covered them.
Okay.
What they've done in the center of the intersection, they have gone and put hay bales into a circle with cones on them and a sign that has a circle with arrows.
That would make me even crazier. They have one of those up by the U.
So now you drive up, and there's probably 100 cones laid out.
I hate it because you never know the right of way. The
cones guide you. into the rotary, like this. See the little sign, see the barricades.
That makes no logical sense.
Take it down to a, look at it, person, got to go through. Okay. And the fire truck, he's yielding.
He always gets the right of way.
He's a big...
Fire trucks should always have the right of way.
Well, there is no stopping on a rotary. Do you know that?
Really?
There is no stopping. Guy in the back is steering so well.
Nicely done.
He is an awesome driver. Always wanted to do that when I was a kid. Look at him. Whee!
Wow, that's amazing. Seriously.
That is awesome. All right, so here's the deal. I went down this morning, and people just stop. And they were like, what?
What do you want me to do here? I know I would too, though.
And the sign says yield, and just in case, you kind of go and you start going to the rotary counterclockwise, and you wait until there's an opening, and you blend in. And then when you get to your street, you blend out, and you're on your way. Back east, they have 3-lane rotaries. You can get stuck on the inside lane and not be able to get out for, 4 or 5 times around.
I've circled helplessly before when we've been back in Boston. It's not funny.
But people were like looking and going, where do I, what? Like this. And some people were even driving when they got away from it, and they kept looking back like, what was that? Anyway, I just thought it was so funny.
Well, the scary thing, though, is this is just the first of many, they say. They're going to be experimenting on several different weird intersections along the Wasatch Front.
It's faster.
We all have to figure out where we're going to be punished and figure it out.
4-way stops, break up traffic. This keeps it moving. It's going to be great. How are your hands?
Now my feet are itching. It's not my fault. I'm a victim here.
Of what?
All right, let's move on. Daisy's in the Gephardt Daily
Go to
Newsroom.
WebMD while Daisy's doing her stuff.
She's brought to you by Fink & McGregor. Go to fink-mcgregor.com for all kinds of information. You can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Also by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video. They will make your business pop on social media. Go to brioaudiovisual.com and by the New Millennium Financial Group. You may not even know where to get started with your finances, or maybe you're at the point of retirement and making sure that you're ready is a good thing. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Friday, May 18th on GephartDaily.com. Bradley James Moore, wanted after police say he fled the scene of a May 6th shooting in Fort Duchesne, has been taken into custody after a SWAT standoff in Vernal. Early this morning, the U.S. Marshals Violent Fugitive Apprehension Strike Team located and arrested Bradley James Moore at her home, says a statement released by the FBI's Salt Lake City office. Moore barricaded himself into the home for 90 minutes before he surrendered. He was booked into the Uintah County Jail on an unrelated warrant. The 22-year-old victim of the shooting initially was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but has since been released. South Jordan police are searching for a suspect after the attempted abduction of an 11-year-old girl Wednesday afternoon. The incident took place in the area of 4900 West South Jordan Parkway when a suspect tried to grab the girl at approximately 4 p.m. She was able to escape and run home, South Jordan police said. The suspect is described as Caucasian, between 20 and 30 years old, wearing a black hoodie with white drawstrings and dark blue colored jeans. Anyone who has information about the suspect or saw anything Wednesday night related to this incident is asked to call the SJPD at 801-840-4000. And a West High School student who arrived at school with a gun on Thursday was quickly taken into custody and transported to a juvenile detention center. Officials said the student was a 9th grader. Another student informed staff, who quickly handled the situation. Officials later said the boy claimed he was holding the gun for a friend. The school's principal sent an email to parents to let them know that it didn't appear the boy intended to harm any other students at the school. And time now for a look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and in Layton. Today's temps will drop about 10 degrees from yesterday, and rain and thunder is likely both Friday and Saturday. Sunday will pop right back up into the upper 70s. And the forecast for Windsor in England tomorrow is a balmy 70 degrees with no chance of rain, just in time for the royal wedding. That's it for now. For more news and weather 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy. Thank you very much. Are you still itching? Mm-hmm. Why don't you stop doing that?
This is driving me crazy.
All right, we'll talk about them while you're itching. I'll take your mind off things.
Papillon therapy. This is pretty cool. Now, you've heard us talk about these guys before, but this is an interesting new treatment program where essentially they're like, we see that people keep coming back, so something's not working. So what is it? So they went through all of the different variables, and they created a new treatment plan for people with substance abuse and addiction that kind of solved the problems that they were facing afterwards of who do they blend in with, who are their friends, what happens if there's a fallback, what do they do? If you go to papillonirc.com, that's papillonirc.com, you're going to realize that integrated recovery is so much broader than you could imagine, and they're going to make it work for you so that maybe this doesn't have to be a revolving door and you can get your life back. papillonirc.com.
How are your hands?
Still itchy.
It could be scabies. No, you're out of that one. You're not a child.
Why would I have scabies?
I'm on WebMD. I'm trying to figure out why your hands
There
are
was
itchy.
a great punk band in the 80s called Rat Scabies. I loved them so much. All right, I'm going to tell you about Tell Me Something Good Instead. How's that?
All right, go ahead.
Now, this is really interesting. Sylvia Bloom, she was a secretary. She worked in a New York City law firm for most of her life. Very practical woman, hard worker.
All right, I'm with you.
And everyone kind of assumed she didn't make a lot of money. She had a very frugal lifestyle. Wore very simple clothes that she got at thrift shops. But she had a secret practice that nobody knew about. Now, she had a fairly, medium annual income, never talked about money. But she was a child of the Depression, and she knew what it was like not to have money.
Right.
This was her niece, Jane Lokshin. She had enormous empathy for other people who were needy, and she wanted everybody to have a fair shake. Well, you have to remember, back then, secretaries really did run their bosses' lives. They did everything from picking up their dry cleaning to making phone calls for their investments.
Yeah.
So what she had done is every time she would see her boss make a stock pick in the stock market, she would be purchasing it for him, she would buy a little bit of the same stock for herself.
Because she believed in him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smaller, amounts, because that's what she had. She kept track of all of her investments until she finally retired, and get this, at the age of 96. 96 is when she decided to retire.
And I'm waiting for the punchline.
When she died shortly thereafter, it was discovered that Miss Bloom had a gigantic fortune. She never told anybody about it, but before her retirement from Cleary, Gottlieb, Steen, and Hamilton, she had stashed away over $9 million.
Get the dog out of here.
$9 million. Now, of course, she left some of it to her family and friends in her wills, but then she specified the rest to go to a charity in New York City that cares for adults and children who she thought needed it most.
And she didn't work because she had to. She worked because she loved it. 90 years old, she retired.
$6.24 million went to the Henry Street Settlement, which is used to create college scholarship funds, especially benefiting, because Miss Bloom always regretted that she never had a chance to go to law school. She had a great mind, and even her boss, who was an attorney, said, you have a great mind for this, but she couldn't have afforded it back then. But now she wants to make sure that other people have a chance.
Very cool.
Wow, $9 million freaking dollars.
I'm still on WebMD, your itchy hands and feet. Psoriasis?
I don't have psoriasis.
Itchy hands and feet caused by eczema.
I don't have eczema.
Itchy hands and feet caused by scabies. There's those scabies again.
I don't have scabies.
And more about scabies. So far,
I'm not really sure what scabies is, but I don't think I have it.
So far, basically what I'm seeing here is the fact that you were having an allergic reaction to something. What was the last thing you ate? Any new soaps? Any new...
No, you know what this is?
What?
I haven't had a soda in maybe 10 years. And I was starving before the show, and I went and got a Diet Coke. I haven't had a soda for at least 10 years, if not longer.
You might not make it.
And
is that what it is? And you drank it?
I think that's what it is. I'm having an allergic reaction.
Is it a diet?
Yeah. I'm having an allergic reaction to soda. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I am, and ironically, you brought me a soda to cool my hands with to relieve my symptoms.
I was just trying to help.
That's freaky. All right, let's move on.
Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just driving me nuts. I'm just going to ignore this, and I'll go find an antihistamine later. Okay, we do have a winner for Christopher's, and I'm really sorry that delicious food came up right after the conversation about scabies.
Winnett.
Laura Winnett, congratulations, my darling. You are going to be going to Christopher's with 3 of your beloved friends. And, by the way, on Monday, we've got lunch for 20
in your
catered in your office.
In your office.
From Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. And we'll tell you over the weekend how you can win that, but be prepared. Best party ever.
All right, very good. Coming up next, we've got a story for you. Tired of your kid living in your basement? There's a way to get rid of him.
Oh, this is so funny.
It's coming up next.
We're brought to you by Fink & McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. Just head to fink-mcgregor.com. Take 4 minutes to answer some questions, and you'll get a great idea about mortgages that you're eligible for. And by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. Go get a personalized health analysis. This is the time to get back in shape, feel better, feel younger, and without a ton of new medications at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. Allow them in the house, and I don't think I've had one for well over a decade.
Right.
I think it's that.
I think it's you're having a. Could it just be the artificial sweetener?
I'm having an allergic reaction
She's
to
had
soda.
It's either that or scabies.
I don't have scabies. That's so
I feel
freaky.
like I should drop you to the floor and give you CPR or something.
My heart's fine. Don't touch me.
It's just going to be for me.
No. We've tried.
All right.
Oh, I thought you needed
All right.
medical aid before. Let's not do that. All right. This is awesome.
This is great. There's a couple.
Explain this because it's so funny.
And their 30-year-old lives in the basement. Now, 22-year-old, okay, right? 23-year-old, special reasons.
Maybe people in grad school.
Maybe. 30 years old, and their son would not move out. So mom and dad went to court.
They actually had to get him evicted.
They had to evict him.
Now, the sad thing is this, though. You have to see that there's this just truly pitiful paper trail from mom and dad like, hey, son, it's time for you to spread your wings
And jump off a building.
and get out of our house. He ignored that one. It continued.
That one, he ignored everything. You are hereby, well, show the slide. You're hereby evicted from this. Go ahead, Erin.
You have 3 acceptable options regarding your vehicle, a
Right.
Volkswagen Passat. You can work on the car to effect the necessary repairs. We may offer you financial assistance for this. You can take the car to a repair facility to get it fixed. We may offer you financial assistance for this. Get the vehicle off the property if it cannot be repaired. We will pay for its removable. If you're going to work on the car immediately, unless you are, get it off the ramps. This is so sad that they're actually trying to pay their son to get his broken Volkswagen Passat off their property. And this was just one of the many sad ones where they're like, hey, we'll give you some different options to help you.
She warned him again.
Any action that you take that can be construed as threatening or harassing us or prevents or obstructs our ability to use the house or property will remove you from the premises as we see fit. And I guess part of that was because his Volkswagen Passat was basically blocking the entire driveway.
His problem is that he's a family member. And so the only way to do this was to go to the Supreme Court.
That is so sad.
Because you couldn't do it at the local court level. And they filed a petition with the state court to order their son to be removed. The sheriffs actually show up, and they haven't gotten him out of the house yet.
And he still refuses to respond.
If you've ever seen someone evicted, the sheriff's department shows up, and they start putting the crap that you have on the curb. You'd think he'd feel unwanted, but you know what? She probably does his laundry, and probably cooked for him, and probably tucked him in with a cookie and milk at night.
He's no fool. He's not leaving. They actually had to go to the state Supreme Court to get their 30-year-old son out of their basement. That is the saddest thing I've ever heard.
More than sad.
All right, hey, coming up, I've been dying to talk to this doctor for a long time. He's from the Stay Fit Wellness Clinic, and the whole movement of whole body health and wellness has kind of come into vogue recently, where doctors are looking at all of you, the whole global perspective, instead of just trying to treat one thing with medication. And this is exactly what they do there, and I'm really excited to talk to you about this gentleman. I have been so excited to talk to our next guest. This is Dr. Bowden. He's from the Stay Fit Wellness Clinic, and he's got so many answers for so many of the questions I've been talking to him about and problems I've heard from other moms. And, well, let me introduce you to him via video first, and then we'll talk to him live right afterwards.
Okay, and I'm going to check your heart rate. My objective is to help as many people as I possibly can. We want them getting better. We want them to have a happy life. We want their attitude to change. We want them to get out of their comfort zone.
I feel more energy. The advice he gives is really beneficial on nutrition and helpful to be able to live a better life and feel better every day.
Just kind of relax. Two of the main things that we do in the office, we treat the inside of the body, which is the blood work, and we also treat the outside of the body for the inside with a neuropathy. You had your blood drawn last couple weeks ago, was it? You can see here that you got some reds. I have the patient go and have their blood drawn. So I connected up with a company called Science-Based Nutrition out of Ohio. Once they get the results, they analyze it and send me back a whole report on the patient. The blood work tells me if they have a thyroid problem, if they have a cholesterol problem, if they have a sugar problem, if they have a kidney problem. And it tells me what supplements they need for what symptoms they are presenting.
I feel a lot better, of course. I have lost weight and I don't have that dizziness. When you have diabetes, you get kind of dizzy and other symptoms, and that has gone away. And so it's great.
That's all through blood work. All of it is. It's science-based. It's not guesswork. There's no guesswork in this analysis. It's all there. It's all black and white. Just give me this foot here. We use a couple things here to treat the nerves. We do FDA-cleared Class 4 laser to help dilate those blood vessels and to help heal the nerves in his feet.
I've been going for the last 3 months for treatment. I've gone from a 8 to a 1 in pain. I can feel the bottom of my feet now. It doesn't hurt much at all now, and it's just been great.
I'd been in a car accident. It took quite a while to get it better, but boy, once he got me going, it was great.
I've had 100% success. I haven't had anyone that has not improved in their health. Everyone has.
These guys are funny patients. Good people, but funny kind of he is. He always has a joke. Like, how do you make...
Here we go. We're back, and I'm with Dr. Bowden. He's from the Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. And now, Dr. Bowden, you have been doing medical work and helping thousands of patients for years. Some people at your point would go, you know, I'm going to retire and take it easy. And you and your wife, Robin, opened a brand new wellness clinic and started all over again. Did you just miss treating patients, or did you find there was just so many things that you wanted to try, or what brought you back into the realm again?
We went away for 18 months to Tonga, and while we were in Tonga, we became healthy because they didn't have all the modified breads and all the modified foods and all the antibiotics and things that are in animals and things like that. We were limited in some food, in the food supply that we could get, so we had an opportunity to actually choose the good foods. My wife actually lost 20 pounds, and I lost 20 pounds, and we came back healthier. So I mean, when we came back, we thought, you know, we got to find something here in the United States to keep us healthy, and then at the same time, maybe we can help others stay healthy as well.
You know, the approach you're taking is so smart, because I know right now in the medical field, the concept of whole body wellness is gaining a lot of ground, where instead of going in with one ailment and then getting treated with a medication, and maybe I'm a little cynical about medications, but I see this with my children and with my husband, there's always like a price to be paid on the back end. One medication may fix one thing, but that doesn't mean that you're not finding a body cost in some other way. And so your approach of trying to basically prevent all of that by recreating a whole body wellness seems like it makes so much sense to me.
Well, if you take a blood test, and you take a 30-point blood test, and that's mainly what you get when you go to a medical doctor. The insurance will limit them to the amount of blood work they can do. I'm not limited because I can do a 60-point blood test, and on that 60-point blood test, I can better tell or give you a better diagnosis of what your problem is. Not only that, we can recommend science-based nutrition, that supplements that you need to take to stay healthy, not to correct one problem, but to correct the whole body. So we want the whole body to be well, not just the thyroid, not just the adrenal glands, not just the kidney. We want the whole thing to be well. And so with the 60-point blood test, I can better give you a diagnosis, and I can tell you what supplements you need based upon science.
We're brought to you by Stay Fit Wellness Clinic. If you're tired of feeling sick and tired, it's time to make an appointment with Dr. Bowden for a new holistic health plan to make you feel better, lose weight, sleep well at stayfitwellnessclinic.com. And by Magic Wash with 2 locations in South Ogden and Layton. Come in for the ceramic car wash that keeps your car cleaner longer by sheeting all the dirt and the water off your nice shiny finish.
Welcome back to the Todd and Erin Daily Stream. It's the Todd and Erin Hollywood Connection brought to you by Connect Heating and Air.
Are your arms itchy now?
No, just my feet and my hands. A $39 special to check and tune up your air conditioner, make sure everything is ready and working for summer. I've heard other companies talk about their special, $69 special. No. Go to Utah Heating and Cooling.
Why did you drink a soda that you haven't drank in 20 years?
Because I was really tired and I didn't have any caffeine pills with me.
You thought it would jump you up.
That was a mistake.
Make you itch.
And apparently now
Keanu
I have
Reeves.
an allergic reaction.
Keanu Reeves, I have some respect for this guy because he lives a normal life. He gives a lot of his money away. He's on the normal subway. And how long has he been alone?
It's actually a very, very sad story. His girlfriend Ava had their baby, and the baby passed away.
Right.
And then she died in a car crash about a year later.
Oh, that's right.
So he's been alone ever since, and that's been a good 8-9 years.
Yeah.
Very sad. But in any case, if you do remember them, do you remember when they were in Dracula before in the early 90s?
Yeah.
And they were magnificent together.
Who was?
Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I'd forgotten that part.
Yeah.
Well, they're back, and they finally teamed up again. And this is adorable. It's called Destination Wedding. And they're apparently 2 genuinely horrible people who are totally finicky guests. And they have to fly into a destination wedding.
Right.
And they're both just massive whiners. And they end up having a really interesting connection together. The worst part, though, is she's especially freaked out because she has some sort of personal connection to the groom that's not discussed for a while.
Right.
Which makes her being there, as you would imagine, even more acutely uncomfortable.
I want to go back to the relationship thing.
But it's supposed
Winona and
But it's supposed to be wonderful. It's supposed to be a great romantic comedy. It's getting huge raves already.
I want to go back to real life, though. Are they getting together just for the film?
Just for the film.
I thought you were going to lead it into a romance.
No, they're not a real couple.
All
but
right.
it's a wonderfully funny show.
Okay.
Maybe they'll fall in love.
I can't believe that anyone will be interested now that he's going to do Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure again.
I love him. He can do no wrong. My love is unconditional for Keanu.
All right.
Let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by New Millennium Financial Group. Go to utahsfinancialplanner.com. It's time to get some answers to your questions, and these are the people who will ask you the right ones to help you understand your financial future. Also by Stay Fit Wellness Group. We've talked to you about the Stay Fit Wellness Clinic and how they really attack your body from a whole body health perspective, and it's going to make such a difference in your life. StayFitWellnessClinic.com. And also by Think & McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Just go to think-mcgregor.com for more information. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Here's what's making news in the US and around the world Friday, May 18th on GephartDaily.com. At least 2 people were killed Thursday when a school bus crashed into a dump truck on a New Jersey highway, authorities said. WNBC TV reported 1 student and 1 adult chaperone died. The bus had 46 children on board from Eastbrook Middle School in Paramus, New Jersey, which has about 650 students. The children were 5th graders on a field trip with teachers and chaperones at the time of the crash. A Pennsylvania judge has sentenced a man who killed 4 people and buried them on his family's property to life in prison. Judge Jeffrey Finley ordered Cosmo Donato to 4 life sentences Wednesday after he pleaded guilty to the deaths. Donato, 21, confessed last year to the killings in exchange for dropping the death penalty. The deaths were dubbed the Salisbury slayings after the southeast Pennsylvania town in which they occurred. And an early morning eruption at Hawaii's Kalaʻau volcano sent a plume of ash up to 30,000 feet into the sky Thursday, emergency officials said. The U.S. Geological Survey's Hawaii Volcano Observatory said the explosion from the Hale Mau Mau crater happened about 4:15 a.m. on the island of Hawaii, also known as the Big Island. After the initial explosion, emissions continued up to 12,000 feet. Eruptions at Kalaʻau have opened at least 20 fissures since activity began 2 weeks ago. Flows of lava have forced hundreds of evacuations and destroyed at least 24 homes. And time now for a look at the Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's #1 audiovisual specialists, and by Magic Wash, home of the long-lasting ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. Today's temps will drop about 10 degrees from yesterday, and rain and thunder is likely both Friday and Saturday. Sunday's going to rise again back up to the upper 70s, and early next week climbs back up to the low 80s. For more news 24/7, check out GephartDaily.com. Todd and Erin, back to you.
I'm just going to throw that soda away that's making my hands.
Are they getting better?
No, it's driving me.
They're getting worse.
No, it's my feet too now.
Your feet. Any other
if
parts?
anything starts swelling up like a bullfrog right now,
I'll be on you.
If Todd tries to do that tracheotomy with a ballpoint pen, would you stop him, please? Because he's been dreaming of this his whole life.
Not my whole life, just since I married you. Papillon Integrated Recovery Center. I really liked the way they approach things, because with addiction and with substance abuse, a lot of times the first time in a rehab center doesn't work for you. Maybe you fall back because you're with the same friends, or you don't have a future, or you don't feel like you've put your life back well enough together again, and this is your only hope. And parents have to watch, families have to watch their loved ones go through this over and over, and it's also excruciatingly expensive, and it can bankrupt families. Well, Papillon was watching all of this, and they were trying to figure out what are the mitigating factors, what made people slide back into addiction. And so when they recreated their recovery program, they recreated it with the intent of, when you get out of here, we're going to make sure you have all the tools that you're going to need for life in the real world, because that can be very different than it is inside a facility. Now, if you go to papillonirc.com, that's papillonirc.com, you can get a lot more information about how amazing this group is and all the different things they can do for you. All right, so we talked recently about the other side, and it's a group. It's like an industry where they take people who are getting out of prison, but they train them first, and they train them in making food. They train them in moving skills,
landscaping,
and some higher end stuff with computers and everything, so they have a shot. Well, the Utah State Prison has something else going on.
Well, it's very interesting. They said that they wanted to do something that would. It was a group of women who were yoga instructors and enthusiasts, and they wanted to do something to help with the prison. They're like, what skills do we have that we can offer? But the first obvious thing they said is we can do yoga classes. Okay. Now, if you've never done yoga classes, and I know we all picture Gwyneth Paltrow and her little rolled up mat, but it is an amazing thing for the restoration of the mind and body and spirit. It can do incredible things with limberness and flexibility and strength, and more importantly, self-confidence, and a much calmer, at peace spirit. So they're saying, okay, here's number one.
That's a good place to go do it. We can do that.
And when they were talking to the people in prison, and they were going, what do you want out of your life? They said, if you want to know where to go to serve the world, go to your wounds first. Right. And the people that were coming to their class were wounded through, maybe past abuse or past, substance abuse, or all the things that had hurt them.
Right.
And they found what they found is healing through this. Mm-hmm. And so the women were so excited by this and by these classes, and they went, well, maybe we can help them take it one step further so they can help other people. And so they started a certified yoga class where you became a certified yoga instructor. Now, here's the funny thing. This has been going on now for over a year.
Really?
And not only have they turned out over 200 graduates, most of the people who have actually been paroled from prison now have actually gotten jobs in the industry. And they said you see the difference in their personality and who they are and how they react to the world. And they said that it's amazing. And the cool thing about this, though, is that one of the reasons that they had picked the Utah State Prison in particular is one of the chief yoga instructors' father had died in prison.
Oh.
And she thought, he would be so proud of me if he could see what I had done.
You're trying to make me cry, aren't you?
I know, I keep bawling today. I'm sorry.
Scratch your hands.
It's the allergic reactions. I'm sorry.
Are they very itchy still?
Yes.
Very good.
But she said, I've seen these people transform of who they are. Men going from like wisecracking and crass and saying, awful things to being really respectful, calm men. And these women who came in so angry and just so furious in the world. And she said you could watch them heal. But I just love the concept because you wouldn't think yoga in prison, but it did. She says it's transformed dozens upon dozens of lives.
All right, coming up. Oh,
and they almost didn't cry, so that's good.
Almost. A dream come true, and life imitating art, and it's stupid, and he's in trouble. It's coming up next.
We're brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. Go to UtahHeatingandCooling.com for their $39 air conditioner tune-up special. Some care now could make the difference in hundreds of dollars of energy bills this summer. And by New Millennium Financial Group. Take your feeble financial health back to a more robust position with a consult with New Millennium Financial Group. They're offering a complimentary financial analysis to get you started at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
All right, tell me if this story doesn't remind you of a film.
Tell me.
Famous people.
Okay.
This poor kid came into the high school and he said, listen, Hurricane Harvey, I'm a refugee from that.
So it displaced him, displaced his family, sure.
Because I'd really like to get in and go to school at your high school. And they said, sure, that's fine.
Well, they actually make it easier for them because there's usually a lot more documentation because everyone was displaced and records are displaced. They're like, yeah, let's just get you settled.
Right.
And we'll kind of try to build everything back up.
And it's so cool because he took advantage of the school in a good way because they had an incredible basketball team. And so he said, well, I'd like to try out for that.
Oh,
and
cool.
You know what? Turned out to be a star. Turned out to be someone who dominated the court because he was 25.
What?
He was 25 years old.
I beg your pardon?
He wanted to play high school basketball again.
And so he went in claiming he was a Hurricane Harvey victim. And he played. I'm sure the coach was like, wow, this kid's really polished. He's super mature.
What's up with the beard?
25.
So if you remember, Drew Barrymore had Never Been Kissed, right?
I loved that movie.
She's sitting on the pitcher's mound with an entire crowd sitting in the bleachers. And their schedule was, if you want to come and give me a kiss to this certain man.
To the man who she hoped loved her.
Come now, at this moment in time. And everybody's looking around. Everybody's getting really bummed out because no one's showing up. And then all of a sudden he shows up and he runs slow motion across the field.
It was really beautiful.
Lays one on her and everyone's happy. Not in this case. 25-year-old playing high school basketball is one thing.
But don't you remember her older brother also went back into school?
That's what the whole thing was.
And he tried to play college
baseball. And he did.
High school baseball.
And he did. And he was awesome because he was older. The bad part about this is this guy was dating a 14-year-old. Hence the mugshot. That's why he's going to wear orange for a while. And it was going so well, just like the movie.
Yeah.
And then it took a sudden turn for the worst.
Yeah, that one doesn't work out so well.
All right, so you have this story.
25!
You're going to say this is, you're promising a lot. You're saying best senior prank ever.
Well, here's the deal. It doesn't come just from the students. It comes from the local police department who went, no one's ever going to top this. Just stop now. Because it was that good. This is Cumberland High School. And law enforcement and school officials alike were filled with admiration when they sent up a rather stunningly convicting car wreck.
Wow.
Near their principal's office. Now, it looks like, if you look at it, it looks like the car is busted clean through the brick wall of the school, right?
Right, it looks like there's a hole in the school.
It was actually half of a car that had been picked up from a junkyard. The students then taped the black tarp to the building so it looked like a gaping hole.
It does look like
Did all
a
the
gaping
different
hole.
finishings, scattered bricks all over.
What's it crashed into?
And the principal's office.
Oh, funny.
And then the scribbled slogan says, CHS class of 2018, we're busting out. So initially people freaked out and called the police like, what has happened? And the police came and they died laughing. And they even put pictures up on their Facebook page like, this is awesome. So nobody was hurt, no cars were damaged, no wall was busted into. But it looked so good that everybody freaked out initially and called 911. They said the best part, there was no damage to school property at all.
So the next time you're out trying to be a prankster and you're TPing someone's tree, go home.
You're an amateur.
You're amateur. You guys have a great weekend. Sorry about the weather today. The weekend's going to get a little bit better.
Don't forget to share the show today to enter to win for the dinner for 4 at Christopher's Prime Steakhouse. And do not forget on Monday, we are going to be giving away that catered lunch from Christopher's for up to 20 of your friends at your office. How cool is that?
That's really cool. Let me see this for a second.
Oh, thank you. Harder.
See
Do it harder.
See you Monday.
Thank you, harder.